Hey, just Tom here from Cajon-Eez. I'm just going to show you if you would buy one of these, what it looks like. This is how it's going to come right out of the box. It's going to be peanuts all around it, but this is how it's basically going to come. The fully assembled jingle. You're going to get a little bubble wrap too with some. There's 2 strips of Velcro in here. This is the fuzzy side that goes on your cajon. On the jingle itself, already mounted is the prickly side of the, and that's all super glued around. I make these exactly how I'm using on my cajon, and I've been using these for about 4 years now. So a couple of things that you don't want to do with this jingle. I'm first going to show you, first of all, the first thing you could do is you could pull these foam pieces out. These are just supporting the jingle just during shipping. The main thing you don't want to do is I'm shipping it with this lock here. I use these myself. I made a bunch, so I'm going to include them with all the jingles I have. What that basically does is when you're not using the jingle, I would put this in here. It kind of toggles and it locks in, sort of. It keeps the space of the jingle here. Because over time, I've been noticing as you play it, this could get squished in a little. I mean, it is plastic and it is 3D printed and honeycombed and certain, tinsel strength and everything. But it will eventually start, squishing in a little. All that does is when you're not using it, it keeps that space there. The thing that you don't want to do is try playing this jingle with that lock in there. I can't stress that enough because that's going to be the first way you're going to break this jingle. So if you don't trust yourself in removing this, being disciplined to remove it every time you play it, I say just put it off to the side and don't use it. If you start seeing this gap starting to close, that's probably the only time you could probably use it. But I tend to use this all the time on mine. When I'm shipping, transporting, and everything, it just kind of protects it. It doesn't allow the jingle to kind of move. But you don't want to try playing it with that lock in there. So I'm going to ship these with this in here. Just for shipping, you just have to make sure you remove it. It's going to come with the cam all the way up, and that's basically the cam that squeezes the felts onto the cymbals to quiet them down, so you can see. The only noise you're really hearing is from the cabasa, actually. But as soon as you start loosening that up, you come down. There's a ratchet. You can see. I think there's 7 positions. You come down a couple, and you can see already it's making pretty good noise. The cabasa is going to come a little loose. Mainly, I tell people just make sure that you can't turn the front of this. Like, now you could turn it a little. So I'd give this just a little, Other than that, fully assembled. There's nothing more that you really need to do to it except for mount the strips. Stick this to the 2 strips on the side of the cajon and play it. So I'm hoping that answers some questions. I could show some other videos of how if you were to take this all apart. I don't expect you to break anything. I've been playing this jingle. I've never broken the jingle playing it. The only time I've actually broken this arm, and it usually breaks right here, you got to be careful, is hitting this with your leg. Getting on and off the cajons. A couple of times I've got it snagged onto either my pants or something like that. Getting on it, I kind of hit it. But believe me, I've hit this many times, dropped them and everything, and they haven't broken. So I've broken 1 in 4 years, so that's not a bad deal. But I hope you guys like them, and please give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. All right.